Hello, this is day 51 of my 365-day challenge slash adventure, and I am basically picking something every day that I want to continue working on, or maybe it's a new practice. And today was crucial conversations. And I'm talking about this one because I have had 7 and kind of almost 8 crucial conversations today around me, meaning either like I had one on a coaching call and helping someone with that and like how that can be created. Um, I had crucial conversations with a couple people today, and then some people had them with me, which was really cool. So, in that, it basically is a conversation that, at least this is to me how I interpret it, is, or interpret it, is how I should say it. It would be a conversation that needs to be had because if you weren't having it, maybe you're losing sleep over it, or then you start to go into a world of assumption and you start to just again like make up your own little world of what's happening rather than going to the source and finding out exactly what it is and asking questions rather than again just assuming, and having expectations. And it kind of does to me tie in a little bit with the 4 agreements. And one of the agreements is to not have expectations. Um, and so it's better to put expectations aside and then clearly communicate whatever it is that you have to say. So I'm going to use my mom. My mom actually gave me a crucial conversation today, which was super cool. And she had texted me and she said, "Hey, can I give you some feedback on your 365-day videos?" And I was like, "Yeah, girl, of course." She's like, "Okay, good. I don't want to offend you," or whatever it was that she said. And so I was like, "Yeah, okay, no, that's fine." And so I had called her and she was really cute and really sweet. And I know you're watching this, mom, because you watch them all. Um, but she, in such a loving, nice way, was telling me how I talk too fast and how I could add dictation. So let me add some dictation in the way that I say things. And sometimes the languaging that I use is not common, and some people are not really going to understand what I'm saying, as well as I ramble. And I'm kind of smiling as I say all these things because, one, I love her and that how she delivered it was in such a loving, beautiful way. And then, two, these are all completely true things that I'm completely aware of that so many people have told me many times before. And I'm like, okay, got it. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to practice on that. So thank you. And yeah, and I even before, like earlier in the day, I was actually trying to talk to her. I was reminding myself that you come from a fixed mindset or a creative mindset. Fixed mindset meaning that's a person who's always like, yeah, 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 I know, mom. Okay, got it. But you're not really living those actions and showing it in your world or in your life. And the creative mindset could listen to constructive feedback and say, okay, and even if they don't necessarily agree with it, they could be like, well, how could I benefit from that? Or like, how could I make that fit me more? How could I make that be more in alignment? And then you start asking yourself questions, and it's more creative and it's more about learning. So I didn't even know what my mom was going to share with me, but regardless, I still was like, I'm going to step into creative mindset, of course, and hear what she has to say. And again, it actually really filled my heart. And it also filled my heart because anyone who is, if like right now, if you have something that you're like, I need to call so and so, or I should share this and I haven't, or whatever it is, I need to send the text or the email, or I feel like, again, whatever it is that's on your mind that you feel you're losing sleep over, or it just doesn't feel right, I would just offer you to like send the text, send the email, make the phone call, just go for it because one, we want to let go of expectations, kind of like the 4 agreements, right? And when we can really let go of that and we can just really share where we're coming from. And I will say there is a magic in sharing as well. And when you can kind of keep your ego out of it and you just come from a place of, hey, this is my experience of you or of this situation, and I just want to get clarification on blah, blah, blah. Or, I felt this way, and how did you receive it, or how did you feel about it? And it's all about just communicating. And the person who you're talking to, they might not give you the most amazing reaction. They could be super defensive and it could totally be like, bah. But the bottom line is, it's about you being able to communicate what's happening in your world, in your mind, bring it out to the table, show all your cards with no expectation of winning. And at the end of the day, because you've shown your cards, because you've spoken your truth, because you've shared who you are, and again, this will really work when you can put your own ego aside and you can really have no expectation of how it's going to turn out. You're going to sleep better at night because at least you said what you needed to say. At least you asked the question you needed to ask. And to me, that, like, kind of what my mom, did. I'm like looking at my journal entry. I was just like, one, it's courageous, because I could tell she was a little nervous to give me feedback. So it's very courageous. And especially if it's something that's a hard thing to talk about. It takes courage, and that's something that really needs to be celebrated. And yeah, and I wrote this, and I wanted to just kind of share it with you guys, just the last little tidbit of my journal entry. I just said, I love it all, meaning I love the crucial conversations. It's so great because it takes courage. It takes listening. It takes checking your ego at the door, being hungry for more, and just trusting it'll all work out, because you sharing your thoughts authentically and having to let go of any outcome or any expectations is always going to leave you super powerful. And in the space of just trusting it will all work out, if you're not there yet, just borrow my trust. I trust in you that whatever you need to say, even if like shit hits the fan, sorry for my language, it's gonna work out. And it's better to speak and share yourself than not to. And again, that's when you're coming from a place of like love and being authentic and really wanting the best for everybody. And I think that's key, is like thinking with the end in mind. How is this gonna like bless everybody's life? Because when it becomes all about us, or the ego gets in there, that's when it really will get messy, and like kind of little wars will break out. But again, I said this today even on my coaching call. I learned it from Jen Ben from my coaching program. People are always making the best decisions that they can at any given time with all the information that they had. And when we know better, we choose better. We do better. So yeah, just trust the process, even if you're going to share something and it totally gets all messed up. And like even my videos, these aren't perfect, like hello. But I'm like, that's not the point. The point is to be doing things and be in action and have the crucial conversations, open up and share it just because. And I just loved today so much. I loved all these crucial conversations that were had. They're beautiful, and they are taking us everywhere that our little hearts desire to go, or our big hearts. And it's just fun. And I want to keep learning more of that. And one thing that, even just to acknowledge myself, pat myself a little bit on the back today, is even the one conversation I have with my husband. It's funny because I had a conversation with him that was like a crucial conversation for me, and then he had one with me today, and it was great. I love it. We both got our shares in. And for me, something popped up and I just, boom, went straight to it. And that to me is very important, because the sooner we can have these conversations, the way easier it's going to be. It's like anything else. Just get it done. It's like your taxes. Just get it done. The oil change. Just get it done. I did a whole just get it done video. Just do it. Okay? It's going to make everything so much easier. Thank you so much, you guys. Crucial Conversations, day 51. Let's go.